Okay, Judy, what I want to start with is this exercise I gave you at the bottom of page 2, just to get you used to playing in ninth position with these notes. Now, the idea is we've done a lot of stuff with a major scale where we've thought of the root being the G here. Okay, so with the root being on the high strings, the first string, but in this case, the root is on the second string. And if you think about how the D works, if the root is the D, the half step would be behind it. Okay, so there's your 7, there's your 1, there's your root 1. Root 1, then the open string would be 2, 3, 4 with the half step there. Okay, so if you notice, that's where that's coming from when we move it up to the 9th fret. Just to kind of give you, if that helps you understand it a little bit, that's where it's coming from. But anyway, just to take it a step further, we're working on the root being on the note A on the second string, okay? And because of that, we're going to play this in ninth position. The weird thing is our middle finger plays the root because we want to actually recreate what we did down here in the shape of the D, but we're actually going to do it so we can reach the higher notes. So the root being here, the A, the half step behind it is the 7, okay? And then, you know, if we get this is 1, that means 2, 3 on the first string, 4, 5, and that's the highest note we're going to start with. And that's the pinky right there that I told you to start with on the 12th fret. So everything that's written is going to go pinky on 12, middle finger plays the 10th fret, first finger plays the 9th fret, then go down to the second string and do the same thing. 12th fret, 10th fret with the middle finger, first finger plays the 9th fret. Then you go to the third string, which we haven't talked about, but the third string is the 11th fret, so ring finger plays it. And then play first finger 9th fret. And then the last note we're going to play for this exercise is third finger on the 11th fret. Okay, so you end up with this. And it feels like nothing, right? It doesn't have a start or finish to it that feels very satisfying. And that's because we're playing on both sides of this root A on this string. If I started here and went, it feels like something. Or if I went backwards, it feels a little bit more like we started somewhere, or go from where we just ended and come back up. See what I mean? It just kind of gives you more of a feeling of a start or a finish, which makes it feel more like a scale. But since we're not starting on 1 and ending on 1, it's not really a scale. This is just to get you used to putting your fingers in ninth position and playing these notes. Just do it a million times, or not quite that many, but you know what I mean, because next week it'll feel better when we start playing it for measure 26. But we're going to start today's exercise on measure 25, okay, and we're going to play just that one measure, okay. Okay, just play through, you don't have to worry about the rhythm. Then get the rhythm together. Why am I playing that as yeah, A. Okay, remember to D chord going to an A chord, and we play that E in between. When that feels good, when you do it a bunch and it feels good, move on to measure 24. Measure 24 has the E7, okay? And we're going to play that P-I-M-A. Okay, P-I-M-A-I-M. When that feels good, then you go to your D chord and put those two together, okay? When those feel good, move on to measure 23, which is the last measure of the third line. Okay, I forgot the pinch in the beginning, but it's... And I really don't want you to have to feel like you have to nail the rhythm every time in the beginning of each one. To get the rhythm, let it fall, let your fingers take in all the information of the measure, and let the rhythm kind of be the last thing you get. Once that feels good, you add the measure after it. Stop. You don't go on to the measure after that. You just grab the measure, and then do the one next after that. Okay, let's go to the measure before that, which would be measure 23, the next to last measure on the third line. This is another PIMA, and am I doing this right? Yeah, your middle finger is on the 2nd fret. That's what it is. PIMA, PIMA. I actually used my ring finger there. Should I use a pinky? Let me do that again. Like that. And then come back down to these 2 notes. And then you're ready to move on to the next measure, okay? But here it is again. Middle finger's already ready to go. And you do it a bunch of times. And you move on to the one before that. All right, so we're going to pinch with the open A, and the top 2 strings are 2 and 3. Yeah, okay, so this is an important part. First finger plays 2nd fret here. Yeah, this is just like when you go backwards, it's hard to remember this, but the first finger's on the 2nd fret, middle finger's on the 3rd fret. We pinch with the open A. Nice, hold on, do it again. Sorry. Okay. You're already ready to go with the next measure. PIMA. Okay, again, you have to kind of reset here. These 2 back to back don't feel right because your first finger has to be on the 2nd fret. So you can't really do this one in a loop, okay? First finger starts on the 2nd fret. Okay, same thing, just do it until it feels good. When you're ready for the next one, do the measure before that. Okay, first finger's on the 5th fret, ready to go. 3rd finger's on the 7th. We pinch the low E. Now this one should connect really nicely to the next measure. These 2 fingers just move down, pinch the low A. Again, you put your first finger on the 5th fret. Do it one more time. When that feels good, grab the measure before that. First finger's on the 4th fret, 2nd finger's on the 5th. We pinch. This is a fun little measure. I like this guy. And move our 2nd finger down. Move it up. One more time. Next measure, open E. First finger jumps to the 5th fret. Okay, the good thing is putting these 2 measures in a loop is pretty awesome because you start in the same spot. Okay, here it comes again. You pinch. One more time, take a little slower. Okay, and when that feels good, one more measure. We start up on the 9th fret, 9 and 10. We pinch the low E. Okay, one more time. I feel like you got this one completely under control. And then on this measure, we just keep going down. ready with the first finger on the 9th fret. Keep going down. The idea here being you're trying to get one measure good before you move on to the next measure and add that measure you just did, okay? So just focus on what you're doing. Take in all the information from the measure you're looking at that's new. Get it to a good spot before you move on to the next one. And then the idea is just try and retain a little bit of it and do 2 measures in a row. It may be that by the time you try and put those 2 measures together, you're like, oh no, this thing looks like Chinese to me again, and I just played it a couple minutes ago. That's okay. Just get it, look at it again, get all that information again, and try and put those 2 together. Just because we're trying to work on transitions, but not making you feel like you have to go and put a whole line together yet. It's not time yet. So if you do this, I think it'll really help. I think I kind of flew through the lesson a little bit just now, but so you might need to pause it and work on it without me. But good luck. I think it's going to be good. Have a good one.